Yo, good morning. It's bright and early on a Tuesday morning, and I've been convicted yet again. A lot of things swirling around in my head like they always do. And we just had a graduation on Saturday. I didn't go, I needed to get some things done here and relaxed for most of the day. But, anyways, that's beside the point. And I was thinking about just some other guys. Um, One being, I guess you could say, wanting what somebody else had so he can finish his program early and getting what he wanted. Little entitlement issue. And then another one yesterday asking the question, why are these two guys not here? Why do I got to be here? Um, Wanting what they had. Um, and then that person leaving last night, and because this person always gets what he wants what he wants, and excludes others. And so I was thinking about that, and I had this rant about these other two individuals. This rant in my head, typed out, double spaced in my head, perfect form. I was going to just let it out this morning. And so this is how the conviction kind of went this morning. So the verse of the day started off by saying, so then, each of us will give an account of himself to God. Romans 14:12. That was the verse of the day. And so I was like, that's kind of odd. And then I was like, yeah, that's pretty odd. I'm not going to share that, you know. Okay. So I get over here, start setting up for the day. I get to the office, turn the music on, and everything's going great. And then I look at that verse again, and then I was like, let me go read the verses before that. This is where the conviction goes and hits me right in the head. So it is Romans 14:10 through 12. It says, why do you place or pass judgment on your brother? Or you, why do you despise your brother? For we will all stand before the judgment seat of God. For it is written, as I live, says the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to God. So then, each of us will give an account of himself to God. Romans 14:10 through 12. Yep, so quick sometimes. Me, personally, tends to, in my head, pass judgment on somebody else. Sometimes I laugh at it. Yeah, sometimes I laugh at it. I find it funny sometimes, other people's attitudes and things like that. And then tend not to look at myself, and I go on about my day, and then have to look at myself square. See, this video is going right now, so I'm looking at myself, because I didn't look at myself in the mirror this morning. I kind of did, but made my coffee, went about my day, was planning this rant in my head about other people. And wow. And thought of my own selfishness, trying to justify my own selfishness with other people's selfishness, right? I'm not as selfish. I'm not as selfish. Look at me. You see, I could have been going to the Philippines this week. Could have been going to the Philippines this week with my pastor, my good friend Santino, my friend and pastor's son Ben, and a couple guys from Pastor Hugo's church out in San Francisco. I could have been going to the Philippines this year on a 12-day missions trip. Could have. But I passed it up. Why? Well, partly due to selfish reasons. Yeah, partly due to selfish reasons. See, some good friends of mine, when I told them I was really excited, hey, I'm going to the Philippines. A friend of mine went and got passport applications for me, was going to pay for the process. And then I got a call later that day, Mike, we have $1,000 for your trip to the Philippines. And I immediately put on the brakes. I was like, er. Did I fill out the application? No. Because I needed some information. I needed to call my mom or my sister to get some information from them. And in order to fill out the application process for the passport, and this is 4 months ago, easily 4 months ago, maybe 5. And I was like a little convicted because I'm only calling my mom and my sister to get this information instead of calling them on a regular basis like I should be doing for a conversation, checking in on them and stuff like that. And so I internalized that and said, why are you just calling your family to get information to go on this trip? Then I started thinking more. I'm like, well, how is the mission gonna deal with me gone for 12 days? And another staff guy over at the warehouse gone for 12 days. And then my selfish mind going, I'm entrusted so much here at the mission. What are they going to do for 12 days without me? I'm valuable, yada, 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 yada. And I'm missing out on a missions trip to the Philippines because I'm thinking of me. Ah, wow. I've got to make some phone calls and go see somebody maybe tonight because I've stopped going to a place where I was serving because, yeah, all right. So I'm not going to let that get me down. But yeah, me of late, especially starting this podcast, started, making this content to where I want it to be real and authentic. I don't want it to be fake. I'm going to be transparent. Yeah, I'm going to be transparent. And hopefully this can encourage you. And this journey. Hold on a second. I got to stop. Someone's knocking on the door.